Liverpool come into this match with a fantastic 3-0 win over Brighton in the FA Cup. And Nottingham Forest come into this match over a fantastic 3-0 win over Fibonacci in the Europa League. Now, this is going to be a highly contested match. The last time out, Forest got a 3-0 win over Liverpool at Anfield, of all places. And this time it's Liverpool travelling, and there are some issues for Arne Slot and his team. Now, first of all, Jeremy Frimpong still out nursing that groin injury, and then Wataru Endo also out with that foot issue, so he's not going to be available for this one. So the defensive issues are still there. Fantastic news, though, is that Joe Gomez is back for this one, and I think it brings some relief to Liverpool. But before we get into any of that, let's have a look at my predicted starting 11 for this match. So in goal, of course, we are going to go with Alisson, rock solid as always, so he stays in goal for this one. My centre-back pairing, of course, once again, is going to be Virgil van Dijk, and it's going to be Ibrahima Konate. Nothing wrong over there. In actual fact, Konate looking a lot better, so he keeps his position over there. On left back, we're going to go with Milos Kerkez, even though I think he can be swapped out with Robertson here, but I think Kerkez is going to be our strongest option that is going to be playing over there. I think we might see a second half swap with Andy Robertson. At right back, we're going to go with Dominic Szoboszlai. Now, I know I've said that Joe Gomez is available, but I think he will come on in the second half and Szoboszlai will start over here. And we'll have a look at how that rotation will work in just a couple of moments. Ahead of them, we're going to go with Ryan Gravenberg. I think he comes back in. Jones will have to sit this one out. So Gravenberg is going to be in there with Alexis McAllister, who's looked a lot better, looked a lot solid. So I think that pairing is going to be there at the start of the pivot. And then we're going to go on the left side of the park, we're going to go with Cody Gakpo. He's going to be playing there. On the right side of the park, Mohamed Salah. He will be our man over there. Through the middle, Florian Wirtz, who of course will be connecting with Hugo Ekitike up front, which means that Federico Chiesa sits this one out. I think this is the team that we will take to Nottingham Forest. I think this is the team that speaks a little better to one another, that plays a little better together. Yeah, I know there can be questions asked about Milos Kerkez and Cody Gakpo, but I think these are issues that have been addressed or that are currently being addressed. Now, when we come to the second half, I think there will be some rotation. I think Joe Gomez comes on. Dominic Szoboszlai then goes up to the midfield. McAllister then comes off. I think that's one of the changes that we will see. Another most likely possible change that we could have is Andy Robertson coming on for Milos Kerkez, and I think that that will change things a little bit on the left side of the park. If we don't see any impact there, I think what Arne Slot will do is swap out Cody Gakpo and Federico Chiesa, or with Rio Ngamoa. I think that is what is going to be happening. I think that is the most rock-solid team, and this is my predicted 11 for the match against Nottingham Forest. Show up with a lot of confidence in this match on the back of a European win. They come with a new manager in Vitor Pereira, so we know that they will make this a very difficult fixture for Liverpool. They will most likely set up in a very, very tight manner to make things difficult for Liverpool, and they're going to be dangerous on the counter. The X factor for Liverpool, of course, is going to be midfield control. They're going to have to be disciplined in how they approach this match, especially in that midfield. If Liverpool don't pick up the second ball, if they are not disciplined, if they don't control the space between the back line and the midfield, Forest can sting. But I do believe that the way Liverpool will be setting up and that predicted starting 11 that I've just proposed, I think that is enough to contain Nottingham Forest, not to allow them to come on the counter attack, but to contain them very well. And if Liverpool play with discipline, just like they did in that Brighton match, they can exploit and expose some gaps allowing players like Alexis McAllister to move through the gaps, and of course Hugo Ekitike up there. And I do think that he will get at least a goal, but I do think the final score here is going to be Liverpool 2, it's going to be Nottingham Forest 1. I do think they'll pull one back, but I do think Liverpool will have the edge in this one if they do remain disciplined. You see, this is the type of match where Liverpool need to show up with discipline, not with flair, not with improvisation, just with maturity. That is what will give them the results. But I could be very wrong. Let me know, who do you think is in your proposed and predicted starting 11? Who do you think is going to be the key player in this match? Well, this has been my breakdown of the starting 11 against Nottingham Forest. This is Red Tactics for Neil. If you haven't yet, hit the like button, hit that subscribe button, and come along for this journey. Hit that bell notification to be notified whenever we drop a new video. Yeah, like I said, Red Tactics with Neil. This is the place where we don't just react, we look closer.